G'day, good morning and welcome to Dirty Deeds Down Under. It is now Wednesday, the 22nd of September 2021. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning here in Australia, just waiting to see if protests continue today. Looks like they were going to, and they certainly did yesterday. I'm just going to share some of Real Rukshan's live stream from yesterday. I did attempt to do a few videos yesterday, however, my dogs were not cooperative. I've got a senior Jack Russell who barks at nothing inside the house, and then a puppy Jack Russell that follows suit and starts barking but runs towards you, doesn't run towards where the perceived danger is. So I had a lot of barking yesterday. So this was yesterday back in the city in Melbourne. The workers or the protesters here are gathering around that union building again. The police are already there. The front door's been boarded up. But true to their word, every day they're back again. It's a larger crowd than what started off on the Monday, and this crowd continues to grow. So this is again the Real Rukshan. He did say his name yesterday, and I realised I was saying it incorrectly. It's Rukshan, not Rukshan. Independent journalist. And I've just got to say, he got a lot of love and support from everybody here. They just were calling out how much of a legend he is. And you'll hear some of that, hopefully, shortly. At the beginning of the video, he addresses that he's had some threats made against him, his family and his business. Don't quite understand that. I think if you hear the way he interacts with the public, he's very respectful. He's a really nice guy. And this is just him wanting to give you a first-hand view of what's going on. So I'll turn the volume on.
So yeah, I don't give a crap about the people threatening me. Just weak, just threatening journalists. I just got a camera and a phone. If you're so afraid of the truth, come tell your own truth. But I'm going to keep recording, streaming as long as I can today as well, and just show you guys what's happening in our city from my perspective. Yes, it's my opinion, and I'm entitled to that opinion. I'm entitled to share that with my viewers as an on-ground reporter. Plenty of mainstream sources, plenty of reporters. They're calling me again, these idiots that are trying to threaten me. I'm telling you guys, you can do whatever you want, but not afraid.
So I just want to point out that at pretty much any given point in time during his live stream, he had about 50,000 views, and I'm going to suggest that probably smashed mainstream media. So yes, there probably are other journalists that aren't a fan of Real Rukshan at the moment.
They're threatening my life, my business, and my family. These just low life scum, thugs, and from all the nonsense, fake news reporting and misinformation put out by politicians and certain leaders, that the people yesterday were neo-Nazis and right-wing extremists, just nonsense. I'm here, I'm an Australian of Sri Lankan background, I'm brown. I felt no fear amongst those people because they're people of my city, they're people of my town, they're hardworking Victorians, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, and the government can try all they like to make up nonsense about the intentions of the people that were there. These people are workers. These people are, like they claim, a part of the community and the group that built this city.
Please go and watch the actual live stream. I'm sorry to be cutting Rukshan off, but I just wanted to recap what's happened. So on Monday, I think it was the 20th. Are we on the 22nd now? I don't even know, but the 20th on the Monday, basically these protests started. Initially, there were concerns around construction workers, their breaks being cut off, them not being able to take a break for a long period of time, not being able to go into tea rooms and hang out with their other colleagues, what we would refer to as smoko here, which is like a tea break, I suppose, for people in other countries. So some of their, just general worker rights, things that they're used to, were being taken away. Then the government announced that everyone in the construction industry needed to have a vaccine by this coming Friday. So a lot of these people are protesting against the vaccine, or mandated vaccine, I should say, not necessarily just for themselves, but for their children, for the community's children. We have been in lockdown over 200 days in Victoria since the beginning of this pandemic. Businesses are suffering, children are suffering, families are suffering, everybody's suffering. And again, it's like checks and balances. Let's put this on the scale and work out what's more damaging, the lockdowns, the restrictions, or this actual virus, which is not out in full force in our country. The means doesn't justify the end.
Whenever they don't like something, whenever they can't explain something, the fallback argument is right-wing extremists and neo-Nazis. And that's just ridiculous. As an ethnic Australian with an ethnic heritage, even I know that's bullshit. And no one in our community is falling for that crap. So yeah, the media can try all they like with these fake labels, but here, right here, are the people and the workers of your state. If you're watching this, these are Victorians, and there's no other way to report it. And I'm not going to lie about who they are.
So basically the mainstream media were there for portions of what's happened over the course of the week. The Real Rukshan, he's been there from beginning to end, from Monday all day, yesterday all day, and I imagine he'll be there again today all day. So you can watch it as it unfolds. The mainstream media have, of course, targeted all of these protesters as neo-Nazis, right-wing extremists, probably Trump supporters. I mean, seriously, just to make them look like a pack of knobs, basically, unruly people. But these are workers who are defending their own rights, the rights of their families. They don't want their children vaccinated. Like I said, all of these lockdowns, we've had our Premier, Dan Andrews, and you'll hear a lot about Dan Andrews from the crowd, come out with a roadmap to freedom. So a roadmap in which Victoria will hopefully never have to lock down ever again. Basically, what that leads to is they want everybody over the age of 12 vaccinated by Christmas. And if that happens, we might be able to have Christmas if we're lucky. Just to repeat, everybody over the age of 12, double vaccinated to have Christmas. His reception was a little bit patchy throughout here, but I will tell you, he weaves his way in through the crowd, talks to people, asks them if they're white supremacists, neo-Nazis. One guy says, "What's that?" But there's a lot of people that have some really great stuff to say, so I'll share that.
I left with nothing inside their body. I wanted, that's the reason for me.
Yeah, so as you can see, this gentleman from Punjab, is an Australian worker who's here. He's worried about the vaccine as well. So what I'm trying to show you guys is the way that the media and the authorities have manipulated this entire thing with their false narratives. People like Bill Shorten, who have such a large platform, what they say matters. Sally, that lady from the union, saying the same rhetoric, same nonsense. And these are just everyday Victorians. These are just everyday working Australians. You saw right there.
Bill Shorten is a politician here. He's with the Australian Labor Party, I believe.
A legend, man. I work hard.
So the people are chanting, "Fuck the jab, fuck Dan Andrews, fuck John Setka, he is the union boss," every day for our children. This is the message of the crowd. I'm just going to try and skip ahead a little bit. Obviously, I'm not going to cover the full 6 hours. I am hoping that I can show you the bit where they were all on the Westgate Bridge singing along to Daryl Braithwaite. It was a highlight for me, but unfortunately up on the bridge, Rukshan's reception was a bit poor. And it always freezes when I try and get to that part of the video, but I encourage you again to head over to Real Rukshan, his social media, follow him and watch it from beginning to end. Make up your own mind.
Hey, boys. Cool, guys. So I've gone through a walk through the crowd. I was just looking for the swatch stickers that the neo-Nazis normally carry, but I've yet to find one. And good, buddy. How you doing?
Something to put on your ears if you want to.
Yeah, cool, man. Give me 1 second. I'll come back. Yeah, I'll come back.
So as a general rule, every time the crowd cheers, it's normally because another crowd has turned up. This group just continues to grow throughout the day, and I'm interested to see what the numbers will be today. As I said, it's not even quite 9 a.m. yet, so still some time for that to build. I don't know if they're meeting at the same place. Basically from here, so they are out the front of that union building again. From here, they do move on to Parliament House, and then they move up onto the freeway and onto the Westgate Bridge, where they stop for a little bit and eventually make their way back into the city. Not made any easier by police. And what's also interesting with the mainstream media is they will show the 3 minutes where tempers boil over. They don't show the 8 hours plus that people are peaceful and just trying to get their message across. Again, it's just fitting into their narrative.
See, the thing is, guys, when you call everyone right-wing extremists and neo-Nazis and baby Nazis, like Bill Shorten did, what happens is when you see the truth, think about what else they're putting up misinformation about people's intentions and people's views and thoughts. Just because authorities control the media, just because they get airtime, just because they interview the police commissioner, or John Sepp gets airtime on 3AW, all this kind of stuff, doesn't necessarily make what they're saying the truth. It's very important that as to be objective, we look at all the different sides of a story. And the side that I'm reporting on today, as a part of my independent media work as a citizen journalist, is the side of the people who are here claiming to be protesting for their rights at work and in just their basic medical autonomy. And look at those two perspectives, and you can make up your mind. But authority figures all throughout history, we know authority figures don't always tell the full truth, and they use misinformation.
As you can see, I'm streaming this from Real Rukshan's live yesterday. He's got other social media, Instagram. Please go and find him. He's got a YouTube channel. Again, please watch this for yourself. As you can see, I set up my own little Facebook profile yesterday. That's basically because I was banned on Monday. I'm on holidays. Clearly, I don't have anything better to do. But on Monday, I did sit on my phone and just smash the hearts during the live stream, like really smashed it. Facebook has told me I've had too many reactions, so I can't currently use Facebook until later on today. So I've been put on a 48-hour ban, basically.
And all this kind of thing. The thing is, I'm just presenting you the perspective from the people on the ground. You can get multiple sides of a story from the mainstream media. I don't have access to the police commissioner. I can't interview John Sefka, but I can interview the people here. I can film the people here, and I can tell you what the people here are saying. And then as a viewer, it's not up to you just to believe me. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying. I'm just presenting to you what's here. And then, it's a live, unedited stream. And you have that information. So when you see the alternative narrative or the alternative story or their version of events or whatever it is, you can make your own judgment about what happens here today. Right now, it's very peaceful. People have come out to protest. And the stakes are actually even more different today because the entire construction industry is being shut down. So it's a very different dynamic again today. And I'm just here reporting on those things.
Yeah, so important to note that after Monday's protest, the government shut down the construction industry for 2 weeks. That gives all of these tradies 2 weeks with nothing better to do.
And I did my due diligence. I went in there and asked these people if they're neo-Nazis and baby Nazis. I asked them those questions. That's what the media said yesterday. But I ran into a group of 6 or 7 Sikh Punjabi men from India. Now, when I see those those men there, for me, well, yeah, it's possible that this is not a neo-Nazi right-wing extremist protest. It's a mix of people from all walks of life, and the people in leadership just have to come to terms with that and address it in a more respectful manner. That is my opinion. right, so the police just gave a warning.
Okay, so it's mostly peaceful at the minute. Well, it is peaceful at the moment. I just want to find, there is a bit where Rukshan interviews a guy, and I liked what he had to say. Here we go. Here he is. All right, I'm just going to make sure that this gets played for you because I thought this was great.
Okay.
You did a good job yesterday, mate. You kept it cool. You did well, mate.
So the main question I'm asking a lot of people is, the media is saying that you're right-wing neo-Nazi baby Nazis. Are you Nazis or are you actual construction workers from Victoria?
Listen to this, man. Listen to this. I show you my face because we're at a point that we're going to make a stand, mate. I've been a member of this union for 35 years. What I saw yesterday actually made me fucking cry, mate. We're at a point where we have to stand up, mate. They're coming after the kids with this fucking poison. You want to take the vaccine? Go ahead, mate. Take a liter of it, but don't force it on the rest. We have to stand together now for everyone's safety.
In our hours, from 10 hours now, we've reduced to 6 hours non-stop. We've not a smoke break, not a lunch break. Truck drivers, they cannot drive over 5 hours. They must pull up and have their break.
We are being controlled by the FDA and Anthony Fauci straight out of the Yanks office. And we're just following the sheep, mate. What Australia, stand up, wake up. They're coming after your kids, mate. They're coming after your kids.
Fuck Dan and his mum.
Mate, I voted Labor all my life, mate. All my life I voted Labor and supported this union, mate.
So 6 hours work straight, not a break, no lunch, no smoke. Pay,
That guy's super focused on his smoko. Fair enough.
overtime, they're taking away the overtime. How are we supposed to live? How are we supposed to live?
On the properties, someone with a brain injury who works in construction, you know, like I want people to get the vaccine if they feel like they need to, but there's never been any studies with people with brain tumors or work in construction all life. I can't take that risk with epileptic seizures until someone can show me that there is. You know, where's the studies?
They're narrating for you to get an exemption.
Yeah, and
They're
I'm
making it
I
so you've
can't-
got to
I
take it.
can't get it. The union said they would back me if I could get an exemption from a doctor, but the doctors have been shown by APRA. APRA is another union that won't let doctors give exemptions to people. I've got a fucking brain tumor. How much more exemption can I
They
get?
only giving exemptions with heart conditions at the moment.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, so basically that guy just said he's got a brain tumour, he has seizures, he doesn't believe that, or there is no study to say that with a tumour he would be safe to get a vaccine. His union has said that he'll support him to be exempt. However, the doctor won't give him an exemption because they are somewhat overruled by their own unions. So what is a man like that supposed to do?
Everyone else I've talked to, you've seen on the live. They're workers. They're saying they're members of this union, and some of them are long-time Labor voters. Long-time Labor voters that Bill Shorten was calling baby Nazis on TV without any knowledge whatsoever. Thank you so much. So, goes to show you.
There are people calling out the mainstream media for being there, telling them to go away. I'm just going to skip ahead. Here they're on the move. I believe this is where they're going to Parliament House.
Sorry, folks, I'm having some water.
Skip ahead a little bit. I'll admit I didn't know where they're going. I'm not all over Melbourne. I am the person that refers to Google Maps when I'm walking through the Melbourne streets because I have no idea where I am or where I'm going. I'm just going to try and skip ahead a little bit until they get to Parliament House, or they may have already moved on from Parliament House at this point. So basically they made their way to Parliament House. Some people started to sit down. It looked like they were going to stay, but then the crowd did continue to move on. and they ended up just cutting city blocks. But you can see this crowd is growing, and also look at the respect these people have for Rukshan.
You man!
Very peaceful crowd, guys, just walking through. Oh, that's funny, yeah. There is someone that's lost their keys here.
Listen to the love these people have for this guy.
I'm good, brother. I just had one here. Thanks, bro.
Good job.
This is not anti-vax. This is not human making health decisions.
There's so many people here, guys. I've been here for a while now.
I may have missed it, but there was a great moment where Rukshan was sort of standing up on a plinth of some kind. And of course, this was happening. Everyone was cheering him, walking towards him, calling him a fucking legend. And one bloke tripped over the little cement plinth that he was standing on. It was laughing with you, mate, not at you.
I'm going to say, guys, you can see people are still streaming in here.
God bless you.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. People are still streaming in.
Amalia, I love you. If you're out there, Amalia, I love you.
Thanks, brother. There's thousands of people, guys. They're still coming. Bit of a grab here, but...
Mainstream media has reported about 1,000 people. There were multiple thousands.
We are the new union.
Love your work, Rukshan. Peace.
I know you already know, but you're an absolute legend. You really are. Like, it's such a humble.
That lady just said Rukshan is humble. So I just want to point out, over the course of the last few days, I've actually heard people come up and say that they want to donate to Rukshan. He's also had a lot of offers of support. He's saying he's happy, he can support himself. Just such a humble guy. He's not doing this for any fame or any fortune. He's doing this for his integrity as a reporter.
There you go. This is the end of the pack there, so...
I'm just going to skip ahead. You'll see now that they're heading onto the freeway.
Thanks, man. That's quite well done. Cheers, bro.
Lazy. I will point out that probably by the time this was all over, they may have walked about 30 kilometres. Okay, we're hitting close to the top of the bridge now, and unfortunately Rukshan's reception was really patchy up there, and you might have to bear with me for a little bit. Hopefully it'll play. Looks like it's going to. Awesome. I was a bit worried that it was going to do that. So it tends to do that around here, and I'm just hoping it'll kick back in enough because I think this is just gorgeous. It made me smile.
Some Daryl Braithwaite there.
Oh, I missed it. So basically these guys are all... I really want to catch it. Unfortunately, this is just the one spot where the video just does not want to cooperate. So I'm just going to persist because I want you to see it. If anyone's familiar with the song by Daryl Braithwaite called Horses, it's a pretty well-known song. I'm not sure if it was 80s, early 90s. I'm going to suggest early 90s. But all these blokes join in on a sing-along. And I think if that's your version of a violent protest, well, I'll go he. As you can see, there's people wearing the Eureka flag. Everybody's having a bit of a rest. Well, some people are having a bit of a rest. Please go and watch the full stream because there's some funny moments that, look, I might go back and sort of do a bit of a timestamp and try and share them. There was a young bloke popping monos. For people that don't know what that is basically riding around on your bike on the back wheel. He did a little bit of a performance in front of the police, very skilled bike rider, and yeah, the guy falling over on the plinth. And then obviously there's just lots of people making quite funny comments, saying hi to their mum, saying hi to their girlfriends. I'm so sad, I'm going to miss it. It just does not want to play, and I don't know why it's choosing this spot, but basically it was people singing Daryl Braithwaite. Please go and find Real Rukshan on social media and have a watch of that. I think it's just gone cactus. It kept doing this to me yesterday, hence why I didn't put up a video yesterday. I'm going to follow it again today. The weather's still not conducive to me doing anything outside, and I'm on leave, so it is currently 9:06 a.m. in the morning. So within the hour, I imagine people will start to gather again, and I'm hoping they're out in force. So on Saturday of last week, we had just the normal freedom protest. It wasn't necessarily associated with anything that's going on in the construction industry. I'm going to suggest a lot of those freedom protest people have joined this protest and that those numbers will continue to grow. The other thing is that other industries will be mandating vaccines shortly too, so including the police force. Be interesting to see how many people take issue with that. I don't see this crowd getting any smaller until the government rethinks these mandates. Interestingly, Dan Andrews did not do a press conference yesterday. Don't know if that means that they're thinking about things. They're trying to work out how to please everybody in this scenario. And of course, there's people that are just blind that will just openly say that, you know, come on, guys, there's this disease and you're killing us all. People that have bought into the fear mongering. All right, I'm just going to stop sharing that. Please go over and find the live stream, and when I figure out how to do all this stuff, admittedly, I tried to do a live on Facebook yesterday and it just didn't love me. And clearly I'm just starting out, so I don't have fluent operation of these systems. I'm just going to go back to Real Rukshan's social media or his Facebook. Pardon me, I know that this is dead air. I don't ever look at Facebook on my computer, so I don't even really know how to operate it. I probably sound like I'm about 80. I'm not. I'm normally pretty efficient on computers. All right, I'm just going to share this post from Real Rukshan while I've got everybody here, all two of you. Thank you so much if you watch the video. And I mean, I'm hoping these just get better and better. It's just in its infancy at the moment. So here you go. Here's the Real Rukshan. sort of addressing the threats, thanking people for their offers of support, but basically saying he's able to fund himself. You know, a lot of people were saying, oh, you know, this poor guy carrying this camera for 8 hours, he needs a team. I can't help but feel that as an independent journalist, and if he can manage, he'll probably just keep it to himself. But he has rejected offers of financial support. He's just such a nice guy. Please go and watch that video. You'll hear the way that he interacts with the people and the way the people interact with him. Again, independent artist. All right, well, I'm guessing, oh, I don't want that. I'm guessing we have maybe about another 40 odd minutes before Rukshan will go live again today. So I'm going to end this stream here. As you can see, these people are chanting every day. I'm assuming it's going to happen again today. I'm interested to see the numbers. I'm also interested to see what the outcome is if the government is going to address these concerns. Like I said, I think the crowd's going to keep growing. I'm very proud of these people. This makes me proud to be an Australian. There hasn't been much to feel proud of lately. So good work. Thank you so much. God bless every single one of you that goes out and marches. I hope today is successful and peaceful. I hope nobody gets hurt. Again, please don't go to the mainstream media. They have an angle and they've worked so hard with their fear mongering to make sure that people are afraid, to make sure that people will willingly line up and get vaccinated. And the long-term testing hasn't been done. Someone asked me the other day, what is the issue with the vaccines? Well, I think everybody takes different issues. I have a number of concerns about the vaccine, but I think something everyone can agree on is the testing has not been done. We don't know if in 2 years you're going to drop dead or if in 5 years you're going to grow a second head or a tail. We don't know. Thank you very much for joining me. There'll be another video. I'm sure there'll be another protest today. God bless.